fellow budget travelers. What if I told you you can go on a luxury vacation, but you don't have to pay for it until after you get back from vacation? That's a fact. I'm showing you how to do it today. Maybe it's a trip you've always wanted to take. Maybe it's that luxury getaway you've never been able to afford. Maybe your friends are going on vacation and you just want to jump on, but you didn't pay your credit card bills yet. You don't have enough space on your card. You just really want to go though. Well, this is what I did for my last trip to Mexico. So I'm going to show you how to do it. You can do it for hotel. You can do it for flight. You can do it for just about anything. You can even go into these apps and they even have things where if you need to buy whatever, you can put it in monthly installments. You can think of it as like a little mini loan company. It's complicated. All I know is that it works. The major thing that I want to say is take time with it, because I did it wrong the first time. Such an idiot, but I did it wrong the first time and I had to go back in and redo it. Stupid me, but whatever. I did it so that you don't have to, right? So now you're learning from my mistakes. The main mistake that I did was after I filled out all my information and the payment plan and picked all that stuff, I didn't wait to be rerouted back to the original website. I booked through Expedia. So I went through all the paperwork and filled it all out and then forgot to wait to be redirected back to Expedia after I was confirmed or after I was accepted. So long story short, I had to just redo it again. It's fine. It was fine. It was really easy. It's not that complicated. But I was just waiting for my reservation number and like waiting for my confirmation, and nothing was coming through. And I had a minor like panic attack because I was like, oh my gosh, did the flight book? Because flights always change. And then I was like, did the hotel book? So I'm waiting to get any sort of confirmation, but I just called them and they fixed it right away. It was really easy. So before we proceed further, I just want you to know you need to wait after you've been confirmed or accepted, that you need to be redirected back to your original booking destination in order for the transaction to go through. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's go through it step by step. Say you're using Expedia and you're scrolling through your luxury escape that you can't wait to go on. You're looking up the different pricing that you like, and you've decided Expedia is the one for you. So we're gonna go ahead and book. You're going to click reserve room, and then you're going to choose whichever one is to your liking. Then it's going to bring you to this page. And this is where it's kind of hard to find, and a lot of people don't even know that this hidden gem is here. This can also put your fears aside, because knowing that you don't have to put all that money up front is going to make it so much easier for you to go somewhere. Say, for example, you get COVID or an emergency arises, or with all these plane delays and everything, if your plane gets delayed, you can easily rebook your flight, and you can even just book a new flight and pay with Affirm. The security of knowing there's a way for you to pay if you don't have that money in the case of an emergency is it just makes you feel so zen. So thank you for programs like Affirm and Aspire for making these things possible for us. I'm going to interrupt here just for a second. Do you like this form of video? I'm kind of experimenting using the natural lighting, kind of doing a little more choppy. Just let me know in the comments if you like this kind of video. I'm working hard towards monetization, so I'm trying to make better videos for you guys and get as much information out there as I can, as fast as I can. Make sure you subscribe, and thanks for the support, and on to the next part. So once you click on the pay month-to-month option, Affirm is going to ask you a few questions. Here's an example of one of them, and you're just going to fill it out to the best of your ability, and you're going to then move on to step 2, which is to decide how much you want to pay. We have a few different options. You can pay it off in as little as 3 months or like the next month, or you could do long-term and do like a 12-month payoff thing. It just really depends how much time you want to be indebted to them. And there are different interest rates with each one, but why not pay that little fee versus like missing out on this amazing luxury vacation? If at any point you get confused, they do have a virtual chat agent, which I thought was amazing because like I said, I messed it up the first time. So I was having a minor freak out. As you can see, here's a couple of our chats, and it just kind of gives you an example of how I was kind of, a little nervous that things weren't happening. For this particular trip, I was staying by myself, so I had to pay for the whole room. Usually when you go with friends, you can kind of like split it up. I don't want to pay that big lump sum up front. That's just me. It's up to you guys. Maybe you prefer to just like pay it off the next month, whatever. The whole point is you don't have to start paying it back until after you get back from vacation. So my first payment wasn't actually until the Friday after I came back. And you can set this up which month you start paying it back. So they make it really convenient. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I want to say it was sometime within the next 3 months after you return. So then after you've been accepted and everything is all filled out and everything is complete, they are going to put you back onto the page that you ordered from. So for me, again, it was Expedia. So I got back to the Expedia page, and then all of a sudden my phone started blowing up with confirmations. Affirm confirmation, Expedia confirmation, my emails, like all sorts of confirmations were blowing up, and I was like, yes, I did it. I'm going on vacation and getting this t-shirt. And it really was that easy. Now, I did have an issue coming back. So if you missed out on that video, here's the video here of my last experience in Mexico. But to make a story short, my friends that I was going to visit in New York after Mexico got COVID, so I had to redirect my flight. So what ended up happening was I got a credit back for my original flight that was supposed to go to New York, and I had to book a new flight to Ohio. Mind you, I still have like a few days in Mexico, so I didn't want to spend any money while I was there in case of an emergency or something. So I kind of had another minor, panic, but then I remembered that this option exists. It wasn't that expensive, but I did not want to spend that chunk of change at that time. So I did divide it up into like 3 monthly payments, because that's only maybe like $30 a month or something. Flight was really cheap. But the main point is you don't need to freak out, because there are options that will help you. And don't get into a habit of doing this every trip you take. You know, you do have options to have credit cards, which probably build your credit better than taking out a small loan. The whole point is there's options out there, guys. You can take a vacation. You don't have to pay thousands of dollars up front to take a vacation. You could spread it out over a year, 3 months, 6 months, whatever you want to do. But get out there and travel, because it's so easy to travel right now, guys. It's so easy. Like, now is the time to do it. Take that vacation and pay for it once you get back. Thanks, guys. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.